the tool of apostolic covering. Now, one of the tools of an apostle is the fact that he provides covering. Provides covering. And it's important, as an apostolic person in an apostolic house, learn to be under covering. Yes, there is something that I said when I was in Masvingo. I said to the saints in Masvingo before I introduced Bishop, I said, I've known Bishop ever since I was 18 years. And I've known him for 37 years now. Yes, Bishop when I was a teenager, came and joined our church. 3 months after I joined our church, our bishop then made them elders. Yes, they were more than 10 years senior than me. And our bishop, they were already married when they came, when I met them, and the like. And I said something in Masvingo. I said, what touched me the most? Every time that bishop stood up as an elder, why elder Victor? Why prepare? Sermons abo, you would count bond paper, you would count probably more than 40 pages. He used to preach very fast, extremely fast. Bible school, 92 and 93. It was difficult to keep pace with his speed. He taught me the book of Romans, taught me the book of the Tabernacle of David. He taught me the Feast of Jehovah. About 3 courses that Bishop taught me in Bible school. I was 92 and 93. He used to preach so fast and the like. But I said to them, I have known Bishop for 37 years now. I met him when I was 18 years of age. And that is very important. And I said to them, it's important to be under a covering. A credible person whom you have probably known for many years. And to listen to their voice. When we got married, my wife and I, we agreed to take a challenge. Whatever Bishop says, Namam, whatever they say to us, will carry the day. So we can have challenges as husband and wife and the like. But chino chinoti batsira is the knowledge of our constitutional court is Bishop and Mom. The apostolic court yedu or constitutional court. And we told ourselves, Tuturu, you are wrong, change up, I will change. If they say, Ma'am Tuturu, you are the one who is wrong, please change up, she will change. And in our 18 years of marriage, we have only talked to Bishop once over our married life. And the reason why we have enjoyed a good marriage is because of that component, Yatagaisa. If I was to have a challenge with my wife, that challenge, and we are close to a stalemate, they can go funga kuti, she's about to phone Bishop. Ndinodzikama. You get the point? Ndinodzikama. I think my wife is about to phone Bishop Papa. Tell me, sweetheart, what are you saying? And did you hear what I'm saying? Yes. And all of a sudden, my language will change. There's lots of wisdom in what you get what I'm saying? It takes away that stubbornness. Stop answering back to me. Just that thought, my mother can pick a phone right now and say, Bishop, Bishop, the man of God is an emoji. Forget it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Hapana man of God, pano. Shout at the top of his voice. You get the point? Yeah. So having that thing in our life has helped us greatly. You get the point? Yes. Just that thought, we agreed with you. If my wife has challenges with me, she doesn't talk to Baba Mazon. She does not talk to Prof. She does not talk to the person she will talk with is Bishop. And in any way, my challenges with my wife, the only person that I'll talk to is Mam Nyati. How to not zikama? Not zikama. Yeah. And it will, but it's based on the honor that you have for the bishop. If my wife was to say, Daku the bishop, they got it. I don't care. And, unoiputsa imba. You get the point? Because you don't care what he's telling Bishop. Yeah, some years ago, I had a situation like that. A wife told one of my pastors, Ndakudza senior rev, and my pastor responded by saying, you can tell him I don't care. I phoned the pastor, church now. Yeah, now, I'm taking it away. It's me who gave you church. Can you listen to your wife and sort out this matter? Give me a shout in 30 minutes time and tell me you have sorted out your problems. And in 30 minutes time, phone yakapinda. Senior Rev, my wife and I, we have resolved our differences. Thank you for your covering. Did you hear what I said? Very important. Let's look at 7 types of coverings. Number 1, marital covering. Then financial covering. Then doctrinal covering. Your doctrine. You know, at times, you know, kana mfundisi vachikufunza sunhu zvauri kudzidzisa mwanangu zviri right here. Yes, I think it's important to what? To respond. Yes. I remember some years ago telling one of our pastors, you know what, if I were you, I would just drink from the same streams where our pastors, our bishops drink from. Yeah, I remember telling someone that if I were you, I would drink from the same streams. Bishop drinks from Bishop Doug Howard, just drink from them. Yes, and some of the teachings that we have, Bishop, that in Dowaziva, Bishop relates with Musa Sono. Yes, I would rather listen to Musa Sono. Yes, but yes, there are many more others that are there, but I would avoid them simply because my father does not. I will relate to them at that stage. I have nothing to check. Yes, you see, when I came to Harvest House, Bishop Vachin Kubira to preach in 3 weeks' time. He said something. He said, I have nothing to check. He said, I was there when the man of God spoke to you about you. I have nothing to check. Please, feel free to preach. That's what he said. So at times, challenge at Noita, it's when we drink outside the apostolic covering, we have a lot to check. Yes, some of them, they have no wives, yes, and they are ministers, and you wonder, how do they behave sexually? Because in as far as I'm concerned, if you are a married person and you once got married, the body only allows you 14 days before it demands marital intimacy. It gives you 14 days. After that, it demands. It doesn't care whether you are a bishop, an archbishop, an apostle, or whatever. It does not care. Yeah. And so you have a lot of questions to ask. But Baba is single, so how does he manage these things? You have a lot to ask. And so that's why it's wise to seek apostolic covering in terms of your marital life, in terms of your finances, in terms of your doctrines, in terms of your relationships, in terms of a prayer covering, as well as spiritual covering, number 6, and eldership covering. Let's look at our last chapter. Can I go through those again, just in case someone missed those? Yes. Number 1, marital covering. When you have challenges with your wife, your first point of call should be your pastor. Yes, your first point of call should be your pastor. When people come to me and they are having marital challenges, my first question is, I always ask them this question: who have you told? Who else knows this story? That's my first question. There are 8 others that know this story. Usually I will tell you, it's now difficult to handle the situation because the whole world knows. Yes. But usually if I am the first person, I will usually tell you, you know what? Yes, handle this thing this way, this way, this way. Tell no one. And that's very important. And that is very critical. And many times you will be shocked. Some years ago, Dagaita a scenario. There were 5 people in our church. They were having serious marital problems. My problems they were almost all of them. They were similar. Very 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the like. Vaita my challenges and the like and the like. I wished I had a platform where I could bring all of them. My wife is like this, my husband. My wife is like my husband. My wife is like my husband. But I could not have that platform. And the like. So at times, when you then hear an apostolic person, do this, do this, do this. It's not what he is just giving you vain instructions. They are based on experiences of the past. And you'll be shocked that you are not the only one who has gone through that. Did you hear what I said? Yes. I talked about a person here where the wife had fallen into adultery. About that. That's not the first time I've handled a scenario like that. I've had worse off, where the wife actually gets pregnant from an adulterous relationship. But I've also had more than that, where the husband has gone on to still say, can I forgive? This is my wife. So Panama dimensions. And if your husband has just fallen into adultery, you can look and just say, oh, you can file for divorce. But I can tell you of experiences where people have fallen into adultery. The wife has gotten pregnant and they still have stayed together. And they've gone on to raise up the child that has been birthed into adultery. And the circumstances like that. I have seen Zunis also. It's a world that you don't know. Did you hear what I'm saying? Yes, and you may get the shock of your life. But the person with that scenario is your best friend. But they have never told you. Neither will they tell you. You are not their pastor. So many times when I counsel when we are remarried, I usually give them examples. Then you could check, there's a couple like this, there's a couple like, I can't tell you their names, but there's a couple like this, there's a couple like this. Same thing happened to them and they handled it this way. You get the point? Provided the story has not gone wild. I'm the first person you've told. Are you all understanding? Yes. So when you have a scenario like that, you're on the spiritual covering. No. Where a pastor will literally cover you up. And so at times, even when some of these things at times where pastors fall into adultery, at times also put up my newspaper and the like. If you really ukataura na bishop, you realize probably dies with you. And at times when we make my pleadings, as someone is probably wanting to leave a church, achida kubuda, doesn't tinenge tichitaura kuti iwe mwana iwe urokuda kubuda, but pane nyaya dzatakataura dziya komana unozozvikwanisa here izvozvo waweka. And they're like, are you sure you will manage these things? You know what? Why don't you just stay put? And all the like. These are some of the things which can never be said in public. And they are just part of an apostolic covering. Are you all understanding? Mm-hmm. I still remember someone who was leaving our church, where people stood up, church publicly. Vakasimuka vakati, tell us, Bishop Vati, yes, this child cannot handle a church. Anema flaws akawanda wanda. Vanu vakasimuka mchurch vakati, tell us the flaws. Tell us the flaws. Diwudze ma flaws ake. Bishop Vakata, I will never tell you his flaws. Because if I tell you his flaws, I have reduced myself to your level. I am a father. Yes, that's what he said. He said, I'm a father, I'll never tell you his flaws. If I tell you his flaws, I've reduced myself to your level. I am a father. Yes. Are you learning something?